I never expected the fall of my peaceful world to begin in a quiet park on a sunny Tuesday afternoon. Also, please subscribe to this channel for more stories. My name is Dani Rivera. I am 34, a single mother of one incredible boy, Mason. He is 9, bright, funny, and a bit of an old soul. His dad left when Mason was 3. I never heard from him again. So it's just been us, and we have made a good life. Mason had always struggled to open up at school. He is shy, creative, the kind of kid who prefers sketching comic book heroes over playing tag. So when he finally bonded with his 4th grade teacher, Miss Leighton, I was relieved. More than that, grateful. Miss Leighton was young, energetic, and had this cool aunt vibe. She praised Mason's art, encouraged him to speak up, and even sent handwritten notes home like, "Mason's creativity is a gift. Thank you for raising such a gentle soul." I ate it up, hook, line, and sinker. Then came that Tuesday. I had left work early to surprise Mason with ice cream. I stopped by the park across from the school. His class sometimes walked there after lunch. I expected to find him with classmates. Instead, I saw Miss Leighton crouched behind a tall hedge with Mason. They were not doing anything, just whispering. But her hand was on his knee. His backpack was off. The way she jumped when she saw me, it was not normal. It was not okay. "Mason," I called sharply, "come here." He hesitated. That hesitation shattered something in me. Miss Leighton stood up slowly, brushing grass from her knees. "Miss Rivera," she said, smile tight. "He dropped something. I was helping him find—" "We are leaving," I interrupted. In the car, Mason was quiet. I asked him what they were doing. He said she told him not to tell anyone, that it was a secret game. My hands were shaking on the steering wheel. I called the school the next day. They said they would look into it. I demanded a formal meeting. They scheduled one. Miss Leighton was not there. The principal smiled too much and said things like, "She's always had such a good rapport with her students," and "We do not want to jump to conclusions." I threatened to go to the school board. That is when it started. 3 days later, a woman from Child Protective Services showed up at my apartment. She had a clipboard and a forced smile. "We received a report," she said, "that your home environment may be unstable." I stood frozen in my doorway. She inspected the apartment, asked if Mason had his own bed, if I ever raised my voice, if I worked more than 40 hours a week. She asked if I had ever left Mason unsupervised. Mason came out of his room scared. I told her to leave. Later, I found out from another parent that Miss Leighton had expressed concern about Mason's home life during a PTA meeting. She implied I was emotionally volatile and overwhelmed. She said Mason often came to her looking for comfort. She turned me into the villain. CPS visited again the next week. I did not sleep. I did not eat. I started locking every drawer, labeling every medicine bottle, photographing the apartment daily in case I needed to prove something. I felt like I was going insane. Until I remembered something. 2 months earlier, I had installed a mini security camera, barely visible, above my apartment door. My neighborhood had break-ins recently, and I wanted peace of mind. I pulled the footage. I was not sure what I was looking for, until I saw her. Miss Leighton. Not once. 3 times. The footage showed her outside my door around 5 a.m., wearing a hoodie, looking around, then sliding something through the mail slot. I checked the dates. The nights before each CPS visit. I tore the place apart. Found nothing. Until I opened Mason's backpack. Inside was a small notebook. I did not recognize it. I flipped through. Most pages were drawings. But tucked into the back were photos. Printed, grainy shots of our apartment. Me yelling on the phone. Mason watching TV late at night. One of me asleep on the couch with wine bottles on the table. I remembered that night. I was sick, and my sister had brought over soup and wine. The bottles were from her. We'd fallen asleep mid-movie. These weren't just random snapshots. They were curated, chosen, staged. Miss Leighton had been spying, fabricating a case, weaponizing CPS to discredit me before I could take her down. I was done playing defense. I called my cousin Diego. He's a tech guy, works in cybersecurity. I told him everything. "Check her socials," he said. "People hide more in plain sight than you'd think." Her Instagram was clean, almost too clean. I found her teaching blog, her old Tumblr, all scrubbed, but Diego found a backup cache of a deleted site, a private cloud she forgot to lock down. Inside were hundreds of photos and videos, mostly nature shots, school trips, kids, innocent stuff at first glance. Then I found a folder named Reflections, inside footage from inside her classroom, angles that shouldn't exist. One video showed her brushing Mason's hair behind his ear while he worked. Another, filmed at home judging by the wallpaper, showed her standing beside what looked like a child's bed. You never saw a face, but her voice was clear. "I missed you today," she whispered. "I wanted to throw up. I downloaded everything." Diego helped me create an encrypted folder. I emailed the school board anonymously, sent the footage to 3 different reporters, posted one clip on a private Reddit thread that went viral in an hour. By morning, Miss Leighton was on paid leave. By evening, every parent in the district had seen the footage. By the next week, she was fired. CPS dropped the case. I got a formal apology. The school issued a statement about breaches of student trust, but that wasn't enough. I sent the rest of the footage to the teacher licensing board. I sent a copy to every school she'd ever worked at. I found her ex-fiancé through Facebook. He'd left her last year after a personal betrayal, he said. I sent him the truth. She lost her tenure, her license, her career. I should have felt triumphant. Instead, I just held Mason tighter and told him, "You're safe now." He didn't understand everything, just enough to feel the storm had passed. Weeks later, I got one last message. From a blocked number, one sentence. "You should have just let it go." I stared at it for a long time, then deleted it. Because no, you don't let things like that go, you fight. And if someone comes for your child, you burn everything they built and make sure they can never rise again.